Um, I want to make this video because I heard about the passing Lamar unaliving himself, and I watched Lamar for many years. His social media accounts, his YouTube. He actually inspired me to want to create, and hopefully this gives me some closure because I believe this is his friend. Let's get into this video.
I want to tell you a story. There was a period of time when I was early in my YouTube career where I met Lamar Wilson, and I watched his videos. We used to do these like Google Meet calls all the time, and I met him in person.
Have anything to say?
No.
Would you like to say hello, sir?
I like turtles.
And Lamar was such a funny dude from day one. And to me, it wasn't just the fact that he was funny, although he had like unbelievable like comedy and like sort of timing.
Social platform that you can get your hands on. Apparently, he's gonna.
What? What's going on? Can we finish the video, please?
I mean, especially on camera, but even in real life, like if there was a bit to have, he would commit so hard and so effortlessly. Even if it made him look silly or it was goofy, he just, like, you didn't even have to say a word. You just locked eyes and he was just going with it, whatever you were doing.
It's $900, and it's just for the seat.
I think we need to do a $900 bidet test.
Yes.
How are we gonna test this?
The way we're gonna do this, we're gonna close the door to give you privacy, but we'll still hear your audio. So can you narrate what's happening and how you feel about it?
Am I legit taking my pants?
Like, it boggles my mind because it's like seeing him look so happy and at peace, and it really confused me for a while. That's why I really didn't make videos for a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, wait! I screamed when I used the bathroom. Okay, so now the pants are coming down. Okay, wait, I think it's going to. Oh! Hello.
Yeah. I would assume that you may have seen the news, but if you haven't, Lamar has passed away, and I wanted to do this video. I think, for selfish reasons, I think the video is a way for me to like process the world, but also I want to share the positivity. Like the way that he was able to approach things, the generosity that he had, and God, he was funny. Like, so if you haven't seen it, I did a video with him just like, I guess, feels like it was the other day. It was like less than 2 months ago. So Lamar and I have done a lot of videos over the last 15 years. I found out the news, went downstairs, just did like a montage of just all these great videos and just remembering all the good times. And it's like, Lamar had this unbelievable gift to just be funny and be like, almost like shameless in his humor. And I don't mean that in like a crass way. Like, I mean like, Lamar knew it was funny. He knew how to play the bit. And if there was a joke to be had, he was grabbing it and he was going like just fully committing. Like some of the things he did for videos were so out of pocket, so crazy, but like he just committed. Like
One of the things that I remember Lamar doing was every single time unboxing video, like he would throw the box, like nostalgic, like it's nostalgic. It's very nostalgic.
He just didn't care. And it was just it was really like, I think it was helpful for me to understand that you could act in a way that could be funny in a like legitimately hilarious way, but also not in a mean-spirited way, right? Like Lamar would never make fun of you. He was always the butt of the joke. He would always roll with the punches. It was never, like punching down or being mean-spirited. And it was such an important thing for me to learn as I went from just regular tech reviews to actually like injecting some of my personality into things. And Lamar was instrumental in mystery tech, right? He was on like 4 or 5 episodes dating back almost to the very beginning. And I swear, some of my favorite moments of any video I've ever been involved in my entire life were with Lamar. I think about when Ken through the KFC phone for the very first mystery take he was ever on, and the way he just rolled with it. I want to be positive here because Lamar had such an impact on me and so many people, right? So many people.
The most factual statement right there. Honestly, a lot of people wouldn't be the same without him. I hope. Prayers to his family. Prayers to every friend that he had. Guys, despite everything you're going through in your life, because there's a lot of people that's going through things that you may not know. But if nobody ever told you, I want you here. We love you. We care about you. And if you ever thought about ending it, talk to someone. I know it's easy for me to say, but talk to someone that cares about you, that loves you, that I can't love you no more than God can. So keep living.
I feel really, really grateful to be able to have called him a friend. I hope you'll indulge me. I want to share a couple of stories. There was this time, it was the 2012 Galaxy S3 launch event. This was a big deal for me. So it was the first time that a company had ever invited me to like a launch event. I remember I got the email from Samsung and I couldn't believe it. Like it was one of those things that, I mean, YouTubers were hardly invited to anything, much less me, right? And so I flew to New York. It was the first time I'd ever been in New York City. And I mean, I was a kid from Missouri. I was blown away with the size and the scale. It was just like overload. And Lamar was there. And it was the first time I met Marquez. And I remember they had us, like, they gave us the dinner on this like crazy like rooftop. And, you know, we all went out that night and I went to Times Square for the first time. We went to like the Fifth Ave Apple store. And I remember just being just amazed by everything. And Lamar was just so, like, I'm sure from the outside I must have looked like some alien had just dropped on the face of the planet. Like, whoa, oh, taxis, what? Like, and he was so kind. I remember him just like putting an arm around me and like, let's go to the Fifth Ave Apple store. And like, oh, ha, here's my new Mac Pro, we're gonna buy this. And like, he was just so like, generous with his time and not judgmental. I think that's one of the things that really stuck with me, especially in those early days, right? Like I feel like I came into the tech space and really the world, it's such a like sort of half-formed individual. I was so naive to so many things. I didn't understand what it was like to be an adult, much less to be someone who had influence or who had an on-screen presence, right? Like my first year or so, I didn't even like put my face on camera, right? But Lamar, just seeing the way he sort of composed himself, the way that he had confidence and had humor and was never, ever afraid to commit to a bit, even when I think I would have been embarrassed or just stopped on him, he always just went full out. Like if he was gonna do a joke, he was gonna see it to its conclusion and it was going to be hilarious. I'm so happy that I met Lamar when I did. In fact, I actually, one more story, I promise, one more story, I'll stop talking. So it was actually maybe 2013, I wanna say. I hadn't lived in California yet, but I think I came out for like an E3 or something. And Lamar was very gracious. He allowed me to crash at his apartment. He was living in like Hollywood back then. And you know, he's a real friend because he offered to drive me to LAX. And for context, this was, you know, I had flown a little bit, but I was not very used to travel and, you know, all this kind of stuff. So we left and there was gnarly traffic. Like I remember it was like an hour before we even got from his like house to like the freeway, much less going all the way down. And I needed to pee. I had to go to the bathroom. And I didn't understand that maybe the trip to LAX would be 45 minutes and maybe it'll be 2 hours, right? And I just didn't like internalize that. So we're driving. And I'm trying to hold it, and I'm just about to lose my mind. And I'm finally like, hey man, can we pull over somewhere? Like a convenience store, anything, I just need to go to the bathroom. And he's like, are you serious? I'm like, yes, no, I actually need to do this right now. And so he's like, okay. So he was like, are you really for real? I'm like, yeah, no, you need to stop the car, like right now. Like, I need to get out of the car right now. So he pulled off the freeway, like got a bunch of lanes.
Such a nice guy.
And like the very first thing off the side of the freeway was like some like 24-hour fitness or something. It was like a gym. And I remember he pulled in the parking lot, and I opened the door and like sprinted inside. I didn't have a membership. I just like ran right past the front door. I don't remember, no one tried to stop me, so I didn't know why, but I was just focused. I had to go to the bathroom. I do my thing, made it safely. I walk back out to the car, close the door. I'm like, thanks, man, I cut it close. And he just like smiled and nodded and never brought that story up ever again. And I just remember thinking like, God, what a good dude. Like, if that was me, I would have made fun of him, absolutely. I would have made fun of him, absolutely. But I think that was one of the ways that he always sort of composed himself with humility. Like, he was never judgmental. He was never mean-spirited. And look, Lamar had problems. He dealt with a lot of stuff. He was dealing with health problems earlier this year. And he didn't make it about himself. He didn't make his problems your problems. Even when, by all rights, he should have talked about things. He should have done these things. But like, it wasn't the way he did things. He always wanted to be considerate. He always wanted to never like put his issues on you, even when you freaking are like, dude, what's going on, whatever. And he's like, oh, I just had this giant health thing and I thought that it was this terrible thing. I'm like, what? Why am I hearing about this? Like, oh, it's all done now. I'm like, you should have said something. Like, but that was the kind of guy he was. That was the kind of guy that Lamar really, really was. And I want to take this minute to be positive. I want it to be, because what would he have wanted? He would have wanted us to crack up on some of the just amazing videos that he has made. And I will tell you that the first thing after hearing the news that I did, I sat down and I went downstairs and we just started playing videos. And just videos and videos. And God, it's like, it sucks. It's tough. It's going to be tough. But I think it's just worth remembering Lamar was a positive guy. And he did so much for the world. He did so much. I remember like he was over at his apartment like, it was like 3 or 4 years ago or something. And he had just boxes and boxes of stuff, right? Obviously, he created content and did unboxing. He was the CEO of unboxings. But he had like these giant moving boxes. And I'm like, are you moving? He was like, oh no, that's just old stuff. I'm just gonna take it down to the children's hospital. And that like old stuff was like an entire full complete collection of like Amiibo and like old game consoles. Like he was always giving stuff to friends to donate. He never talked about any of it because that wasn't what he was about. He wasn't like clout chasing and like trying to do these big showy things to make a video. Like he was always being generous and no one would ever know it. Like the only reason I even knew it was because I just was like asking him about it. Like he wasn't volunteering. Well, like he just did it because he knew it was the right thing to do, right? And I'm gonna go watch the bidet clip of Mystery Tech for the 700th time because that gives me joy in a way that is the funniest moment of YouTube.
And I'm glad that he can smile about this because that's truly what Lamar would have wanted. But he's living through his videos. And I'm still gonna watch his old videos. And I hope you do too. Shout out to Austin for making this video. It really did impact me. It softened my mood because I wasn't in the best mood. But stay blessed, stay happy, stay prayed up.